Hey everyone, this is James from Atlanta Vinyl, and today I'm going to teach you about building a gang sheet and using some of the functionality in the online gang sheet builder as well as the auto build function. Now, when you click onto the build a gang sheet page for the DTF transfers, you'll have different size options here available for you. Now, if you know what you need, you can always select it, or if you're not going to use the auto build function, you can. However, if you're using the auto build function, it will determine or I should say, build the smallest possible sheet for you with the information, the sizing and quantities that you provided. Now, on this page, there is some useful information down here, as well some pressing instructions, and also a sizing chart. This can help you with building your gang sheets and knowing what size to make your designs. And what we have a recommendation here is for the longest design side. Now, there are outliers, certainly if you prefer to do stuff that's oversized, and in those situations, we recommend measuring your garment prior to ordering your transfers. But back to building our gang sheet. And so we'd want to click this green button here. And if you're using the auto build function, which is what I would recommend to you, you want to select auto build here. And then this is where you can either bring in images from our gallery, which is our stock transfer images, and there's over 7,000 of these. You can select them from your previously uploaded images, which would be from my images, or you can also upload images, and you can hit either of these buttons here. We're going to upload 2 images today. And while we wait for these to upload, it's important to keep a bit of an image margin here in between your designs. And we'll go over some of these tools then here as far as the auto build is concerned. Once they're uploaded, they'll populate here, and you can adjust the sizing. As I mentioned before, doing the longest design side, for an adult small through XL, we'd probably do 10.5 as the height. Now, in my situation, I prefer it to be a little bit longer, so I might go 10.5 at the width. And then let's say that I needed 4 of these. And maybe in this design, I might also need them for some youth sizes. So I might do some 8.5 wide there. Maybe I need 2 of those. For this design here, hypothetically, let's say I need for a double XL. So I might go 12 inches wide, or I could always go 12 inches onto my height. It's just important to know the parameters and how far you can go on your design in order to be able to make sure that your transfer will fit your garment. Now, you could always add additional designs. Say we wanted to add this one as well, right? One for Christmas, and we can do all these onto our sheet together. Now, once we've got all of our sizes put in, our quantities put in, we do also want to check that our artwork is all optimal, that these boxes are green. If you did find yourself in the situation that they weren't, and it's, I'd say, 250 to 300, using the upscale slider works great here. If it's dramatically low, if it's below 150, below 100, you may want to go back to where you did your artwork and re-export it as a higher resolution file. Sometimes the issue that occurs is that the design is very small prior to being exported, or you're exporting a very small file. And so then when you go to scale it up to be the size of, say, a full chest design onto your garment, then it loses some of the resolution. But once everything looks good, you can hit the apply button here. And in this situation, you can also see here that with this 22 by 60 inch sheet, we have a little bit more space. So we might want to go back and say we add a couple more designs here. Okay, now we filled our sheet. We hit continue, and now we've got our full sheet here. So then once this is done, all of our hard work is done here. We're going to hit save and add to cart, and we're going to name the sheet. Now, it does have checklists here as well to let us know if there's overlapping images, low resolution images, or items overlapping the artboard. These will not be checked in green if you do have any of those issues. And then as well, prior to adding to your cart, you need to check that there's no Disney images, anything that's copyrighted, trademarked, things like that. Once you're all done with this, you can go ahead and add this to your cart, and then you're all ready to check out. Make sure to leave in the comments below if you have any questions on how to use this section of the builder, the auto build function, or you need any assistance with that. Additionally, you can always reach out to us, but make sure to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and to stay tuned for more tutorials and updates.